Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. This is Obiara Chidozie, and today we're talking about job analysis. Job analysis is very important to any personnel psychologist or human resource manager. To every organization, there must be a good job analysis for every job in the organization as needed in the organization. Yes, like I said initially in some of our previous videos, we've discussed other things like job recruitment, selection and placement, and we emphasize the fact that job analysis is important for job selection. Job analysis is important for job placement. Job analysis is important for job recruitment. Job analysis is important to know who to be promoted. Job appraisal, job evaluations, these are where you cannot have a good appraisal or evaluation of job or selection and placement or even recruitment without a good job analysis. And the question now is, what is job analysis? Having said that, it plays a very good role in that employee selection and placement process. We are saying that unless a clear picture, unless a complete and accurate picture is created of like that is about that job, right? There is no way that personnel psychology or the organization will select the right employee. And remember, it is more traumatic, dangerous, and detrimental to the organization, catastrophic, if all the recruitment process goes down and the end they recruited the wrong persons. It is terrible, right? The general purpose of job analysis is to document the everything, the requirement of that job, right? So what we are saying, right, that a very well performed job analysis, right, is to what? Define the job demand. Define the job demand. Very important. And write a job description. After defining the demand of that job, you have to describe it, like job description. That is, what does this job entail? What does this job entail? The movement of or the staying of 2 hours, 3 hours by day on phone, and this and that, and this job entail relating to other customers via email, and this job entail description yet, right? Create a performance appraisal. What does this work require in performance appraisal? What does it require? So you mean that the person to be able to say, I've completed this work well, it may be he or she may have been sitting down for at least 4 hours. He or she must have been able to articulate this and that, or documented up to 5 pages of this and that. And then it helps you not only to give a job demand or describe the job. One is the job demand. Two is, in that job analysis, there must be the job demand, like I said. Two, you see that description of the job is there. Performance appraisal of that job. What does a person, when we say somebody has successfully executed this job, that's performance appraisal. We're going to be doing it in other videos. And another thing again is, for selection and promotion, job analysis, when should we select and who should we select here, and when are we going to promote anybody in these regards, right? And job analysis is key for training needs, like for training, including initial training, we call it induction training also, right? Advanced training, yes. Job analysis is key to all of them. Assessment of your compensation. When are we going to improve your salary and everything, even bonuses and everything? And organizational analysis planning. How to plan for future everything, future analysis, future recruitment, future demands, future necessities or needs, and everything. Job analysis. So, what are we saying? So, in addition to identifying these employees, demands or job demands the role of job analysis, right? It is very essential to also identify the skills and the abilities needed to perform that job. What am I saying? When you talk about job analysis, two things. After all, if you check everything we have talked about, we are talking about job descriptions. What is needed? When is person to be promoted? All of those things. We are also interested in job specification. Job description and job specification must be clearly spelled out when you are doing a good job analysis. So job description, you have told us everything that the job demands, all the nature of the job. It is a long leg, it is a, sorry, I'm not a good, please pardon me, I may not give you a good instances, right? But I'm sure you are with me. For those of you that are good, so but I'm sure I'm doing a good job, right? So if I'm not, please comment and please just like the video, don't dislike it. Okay, so as I'm saying, right, job description is different from job specification. Job description is job centered, while job specification is person centered. I think is that clear, right? So having described job description, we know that job specification is now interested in what? Who? What must you have? What must you be able to do? So when you talk about the knowledge, the skills, the ability to perform that job already described. This job is to fly airplane and this job is this. Come on, when you come to job specification, the person must have a high visual acuity and concentration level, right? All of those things, and the job analysis is very central to all of those things, right? So as we said, selection is just choosing the right person to occupy the right positions, right? That's selection. But job analysis now is talking about using a systematic way, right, to discover what the job requires, right? Before you even select anybody, we want to know what does this job require, and then systematically job analysis is able to figure that out, and it has systematic procedures. We do that, you know, from interviews and everything. They can discover, they can build up a good job analysis. So you understand that the final job, the final or the end of every job analysis, or at the end of every job analysis, there should be a paper that should be produced. Let me use that word, and this paper should be able to show you what? The description of that job, and to the specification of that job. Every little details, every criteria of who is fit for this job, right? Of who will be successful in this job, and who is, in fact, even in performance appraisal, right? I said it, who is successful. This time is not who will be put, like placement, or who will be successful. This time is who can we say that has successfully executed the job. You use job analysis to appraise employees' performance, right? So like I said, job specification, the characteristics of individuals that must do that. So method of job analysis is very important. The method of job analysis includes interview. Yes, we can use interviews, interviewing already existing employees, even employers, really, because they communicate with those employees also to discover what they feel about that job. You know, a friend or a mentor once said that when you go to the prison and you want to research on prisoners, inmates, and they are not enough, you are free to also share your questionnaire to those warders, prison wards. Sorry, so those prison wards can help. In fact, according to him, whatever those ones in are going through, they also are going through it because they are all in prison, right? So when you are running your interview to ascertain some descriptions and attitudes or anything about a job from the employees, right? you may as well try to touch the employers also because they also are the heat, under the heat, right? Then another thing we use is questionnaires, use of questionnaires. Apart from interview, yes, we use questionnaires. We use review, or we review existing documents about our job. Yes, we review them, in fact, critically, very important. Then sometimes you have to observe the situation, observe the people working there, observe the employees, and observe how they are feeling and how their output and their input, and in fact everything you are there to observe. So these are ways you can obtain information that are very key for appropriate job analysis, and this will help you to have a clear job description and job specification concerning every job, and that will give you your job analysis. Thank you, and see you in the next video.